Good morning, gamers. The next Cyberpunk 2077 is about to release, and I am quite excited. Well, it's in development, but before it releases, I'm hoping there's a couple of things that they will take into consideration. Let's just pretend that they're listening to me. I know they're not, but let's just say they were. First thing I want is open doors. Too much of Cyberpunk 2077 feels like static, right? Like dead. The city doesn't feel as alive as they try to make it seem. There's too many closed doors. I should be able to walk into these businesses. I should be able to interact with those who work inside those businesses. Give me more dynamic NPC experiences. Give me a more dynamic world. Make it more alive. Make me pay to get into clubs at night. Matter of fact, make it so as if I am a socialite, a social butterfly, that I get, messages saying, hey, this club's about to open, come check it out. I would love to have that experience in the game. It elevates everything else they did. Just think about it. If you were playing Cyberpunk 2077 and the world was as dynamic and interesting as the missions, there's a lot of emotional intelligence that is put into the acting of these of the story, right? They do so much to breathe life into it. And it feels like when you're playing the game, you get sucked out of it when the world is less than dynamic. So that's one thing I would really love. I don't know if other people feel that way. If you do, holla in the comment section. Second, I want flying cars. Give me flying cars. How is it that V can go from whatever state you chose, wherever starting point you pick, to multi-millionaire and badass, yet she's not able to get one of these flying cars? That don't make sense to me. And it would also breathe so much more life, or increase the tack you would take to enter certain missions or battles. Maybe I'm supposed to rescue somebody, and by rescuing them, I'm able to get into my flying plane, get in, get out. It would be cool. I would love to move that way. And honestly, make me pick up my romances in my flying car. When Judy hits me up and says she wants to hang out, maybe she wants to go to the club, I show up in my flying car. And we have even a scene inside the flying car where we can talk and communicate. That's another thing too. We need more dynamic experiences with our romances and even other characters, right? After those missions are gone and you have friendships, like, how is it that after I do so many missions with Pan Am, she kind of just disappears? That's the truth. Pan Am just disappears at certain points in the game. And even if you return back to the Aldacado's location, it's boring. Why even go back? You'll have the same conversations over and over again. It's just not that exciting. But don't get me wrong, I love this game. I freaking love Cyberpunk 2077. But I would just wish that those exchanges with those characters would be, I hate saying dynamic, but is there any other way to explain it? More emotional? Highlighted with some levels of more humanity, maybe? I don't know. But what I'm looking for is a more dynamic experience. And the next is with NPCs, right? When you're walking down the street, maybe I can mac on an NPC that I see. Maybe I see an NPC that I'm really interested in. It's funny because a lot of those NPCs do show up constantly. And I wonder if there was some point in the game that the NPCs were more dynamic. They were more social, more human. in the beginning development of the game, because I really felt like there was messaging of such, but it never came to fruition. And then two, give me a little bit more choices in my starting point or even in my ending point. Maybe I want to become a politician. Maybe I want to affect politics. That was one thing that took me kind of out of the game is, V becomes so powerful, but she has no power. And what I mean is, there are things that are happening that you're told about in the game. For instance, a corrupt police chief. You see him being corrupt. Why can't I put the squeeze on him? Why can't I use him? I know that he's corrupt. Why can't I influence him or undermine him? That's just one thought. I mean, it's not a lot of things, because honestly, Cyberpunk 2077 is a very well-made game. I know a lot of people don't like how it came out. It's still better than a lot of games that released right now. Matter of fact, Mind's Eye is out, and it's way worse than Cyberpunk 2077 when it was released. Matter of fact, I'll say this. When I played Cyberpunk 2077 on release day, I really didn't have any problems. I had an Xbox Series X, got it with no problem, day one. And so December 20th, 2019, I believe, is when Cyberpunk came out. And I played it. And I mean, other than some, glitches, like maybe game crashing, I had none of the problems that most people talked about. I was able to play that game and then completely enjoy it. And it had the same level of glitches that I would play with some other games. Now, you can make an argument that a lot of these games aren't well developed or they're not released to us in a finished state. And I would say, yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 on day one wasn't in a finished state, but I enjoyed that game. Anyway, this is just 5 things, or maybe 6. I don't know how many I threw out there that I would hope to see in the next Cyberpunk 2077. And like I said, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the next Cyberpunk, because I'm pretty excited.
A happier ending for everyone involved.
Here, for folks like us, wrong city, wrong people.
A thing of beauty, I know, will never fade away. Why should it suit me? I know. Said what you had to say, but a thing of beauty.